This pivot table is a disaster. Let's fix it.
So here we are inside Excel. These data sets represent sales transactions across multiple regions and departments. Each row represents a single record, and each column represents a field such as date, month, region, customer segment, department, sales representative, units sold, units price. We have the total sales, budget, variance, and variance status. This structure is important because pivot tables works best when the data is organized in a clean table format where each row is a record and each column is a field. Before building the pivot table, we want to convert the data set into an Excel table. Why? Because tables automatically expand when new data is added, which means our pivot table will always stay connected to the latest data. So click anywhere inside the dataset, press Ctrl T on your keyboard. Make sure my table has headers is checked, then click OK. Now the dataset is structured as a table. Let's create the pivot table. Click anywhere inside the table. Go to the Insert tab. Click Pivot Table. We want it from this range, so from Table Range. Choose New Worksheet and click OK. Excel now inserts a blank pivot table. Now let's start organizing the data. Drag region into the rows area. Under that, drag department. Then drag product category. I want that to be at the bottom. So let's move department above product category and move region back up. So region, department, product category. Next, in the values area, add total sales. We have our total sales here. So total sales, budget, variance, and units sold. I'm going to have the arrangement changed to have budget before variance and units sold. So our budget is where? I'm going to have that moved up. So it should be by total sales, budget. Then our variance should come next. So let's move that up. Move total sales back to the top, budget, variance, and units sold. At this stage, the pivot table works, but visually it still looks like a typical Excel report. So now we are going to clean up the layout. By default, pivot tables use something called compact layout, which tags all row fields into one column. Professional analysts usually switch to tabular layout because it gives each field its own column. Click anywhere inside the pivot table. Go to the Design tab. Click Report Layout. Choose Show in Tabular Form. Now each field appears in its own column, making the pivot much easier to read. Pivot tables also include subtotals by default. These often clutter the report, so let's remove them. In the Design tab, click Subtotals. Select Do Not Show Subtotals. Then click Grant Totals. Choose Off for rows and columns. Now the pivot table looks much cleaner. Let's now start making the report look like a dashboard. Click inside the pivot table. Go to the Pivot Table Design tab. Still in the Pivot Table Design tab, open the Pivot Table Styles gallery. Choose a dark style such as dark 3 or medium 21. Medium 21 is where? Or let's see what dark 3 looks like. I'll go with this style. This creates the dark header row you see in many dashboards. We want to visually represent sales values. Instead of forcing people to read numbers, we can turn the column into a mini chart. Select all the values under your total sales column. Go to Conditional Formatting under the Home tab. Choose Data Bars, and I will go with a gradient fill color in purple. Now click the Formatting Options icon, which is right here. Choose Apply Formatting Rules to all cells showing total sales value. This ensures the bars stay attached to the pivot field when the data refreshes. Now, we can make this look even cleaner. Have the value selected again. Go back to Conditional Formatting. Click Manage Rules. Have the rule edited by clicking the Edit Rule button. Check the option Show Bar Only. Apply and OK. Now the numbers disappear and the column becomes a horizontal bar chart. This makes the table much easier to scan visually. Next, we want to highlight whether sales are above or below budget. Select the variance column. Go to Conditional formatting. Choose icon sets. Select an icon set with arrows. In our dashboard, we want only two signals. We want green to represent good or over budget, and red to represent bad or under budget. Excel default icon set uses 3 icons. So we need to edit the row to remove the yellow middle state. Have the value selected again. Go back to Conditional formatting, then Manage Rows. Here's the row we want to have edited. So have it selected, then click Edit Row. This is what we currently have it set to. These percentages are default settings and they actually don't make sense for variance analysis. For positive variance, that is the green icon, I'm going to have the type set to number. Have the type for the gold icon set to number as well, and leave the red as it is. Click OK, apply, then OK. Now, we visually get only green and red arrows. Green arrows will indicate positive variance. Red arrows indicate negative variance. This allows users to quickly identify strong and weak performance. And in case you prefer to have another icon set style, have the value selected again. Conditional formatting, Manage Rows. Have the icon set row selected, Edit Row, and right here under the icon style selection, you can have it changed to whatever style you prefer. If you go with this icon style, click OK, apply, OK. This is what you get. Now that the pivot table structure is in place, the next thing we want to do is clean up the number formatting. At the moment, Excel is showing the fields as sum of totals, sum of budget, sum of variance, and sum of units sold. Those labels are technically correct, but they don't look great in a dashboard. So the first thing we'll do is simplify those column names. Click on all the headers that has sum of. Go to Find, then Replace. We want to have sum of replaced with nothing. Click Replace All. And it's all done. 4 replacements has been made. Let's see what we have now. We have exactly what we want. This looks cleaner. Next, let's fix the number formatting. Right now, Excel displays numbers with decimals. I'm going to have all the values selected. Number format. I'll choose number, enable the thousand separator, and have decimals set to 0. Then click OK. Now, the numbers are much easier to read. What else can we do to the dashboard? We can add iterative filters called slicers. Click anywhere inside the pivot table. Go to the pivot table Analyze tab. Insert slicer. I'm going to select month, customer segment, and sales rep. So customer segment, sales rep, click OK. Excel now inserts slicer panels that allow users to filter the report with a single click. To match the dashboard style, we'll format the slicers. Click on the slicer, go to the slicer tab, open slicer styles, and choose the same theme as we have for the dashboard. Let's see what this looks like. I think we can go with this. I'll have the slicer resized. Then I'll have the process repeated for the other 2 slicers. Going with this style and have it adjusted. I'll have the slicers moved to the side here and arranged properly to align with the main report. With this, users can easily interact with the report using the slicers. This is way cleaner than the normal pivot table reports. To make the sheets look more like a dashboard and less like a spreadsheet, remove grid lines. Go to the View tab, uncheck grid lines. This instantly improves the visual presentation. Finally, we want to prevent Excel from changing column widths every time the pivot refreshes. For instance, if I click inside the pivot, right-click and refresh, you see what has just happened. The column widths adjust. We want to prevent this. So right-click inside the pivot table, select pivot table options, uncheck auto fit column widths on updates. Now, click OK. And we are done.